It's bad when our own clients are getting confused by these alleged experts. Alleged experts meaning they don't actually do financing loans like we do.
Today we're going to be talking about the different perspectives of PPP and EIDL based on some of the research that we've done. Welcome to WTF Wednesday, where every week we talk about stupid that we've encountered that you should try to avoid. I'm Linda Ray.
And I'm Trevor.
We're outside today.
Hi.
You know, I love metaphors, and we usually have some kind of proper analogy in our videos. So I just thought I would just bring the entire outdoors into our video.
Outside in. There's all these alleged experts out there confusing the living heck out of our clients. Now listen, if you're not one of our clients and you're confused, sorry. It's bad when our own clients are getting confused by these alleged experts. Alleged experts meaning they don't actually do financing loans like we do.
That's a problem. Part of the problem is that they're promulgating their opinion as fact.
And they're scaring the heck out of business owners who desperately need SBA Disaster relief financing.
It's a fact that it's just their opinion. There are a lot of people who are doing videos on the topic of PPP and EIDL, aka EIDL. In journalism, there's an expression: if it bleeds, it leads. What's going on in the marketing world, where on YouTube, if you want to go viral, you're going to talk about stuff that you think might go viral.
Definitely an extension of it bleeds, it leads. We've watched a few of these videos, more than a few, and read some of these people being quoted in articles. The problem with these experts, with their negative aspect on how things work, from what we can see, these so-called finance experts don't actually work in the finance industry. And we're including CPAs and attorneys in this batch of experts.
Here's a fact for you. This guy, Trevor, for 30 years worked in the mortgage banking industry. And for 30 years, he worked on hundreds of loans where the government agency or underwriters said that the loan could not be done. And yet he did it.
I don't take no for an answer. I created some basic rules about working with government loan programs. Number one, I educated myself on the actual guidelines. Number two, never, ever, ever call the actual governmental agency to get a definition on what it is you're asking. The reason I developed that rule is because you're either not going to get the answer you're looking for, because they're going to recite chapter and verse, which is basically the thing you're reading, but you're looking for some subtlety, some nuance to that regulation. Or worse, they're just going to do the regulatory dance around that regulation and not really come down firmly. You're looking for a definitive answer. Hey, listen, it says this, but can I use the money in my EIDL loan that way? So we see a lot of these YouTube videos. These folks are calling the SBA and they've got their phones in their hand on the camera, and the SBA is telling them, except the SBA is giving them a definitive answer on archaic rules, which don't really resonate, don't have a full reckoning of the COVID pandemic. And the regulatory response is going to be just chapter and verse.
That sounds like some CYA to me.
Definitely CYA. We prefer the more interpretive aspect is if you are using the monies the way you should be, which is to survive and thrive during the business, as long as you document how you use the money, that it was intended to follow the spirit of the loan, then you're going to be fine. And that's one of my other rules. Interpret a rule, create evidence to show how you used the money, or how you followed the rule, how you implemented the rule. Read the guidelines, understand the fundamental spirit of the program, and stop worrying so much. This program, the EIDL and the PPP, they were created to help you during this disaster. My modus operandi is to assume that the loan will be audited. But in that same imaginary audit, I'm thinking, well, if my client is sitting across the table from an SBA auditor and the client has documentation on how funds were used and it honors the spirit of the program, how can the SBA auditor in any way possible decline that use?
Or penalize the business owner who's just trying to make a living to support his family and his business and pay his bills.
There are a lot of gray areas in these regulations. And instead of saying to yourself, I'm afraid to use the funds, we're hearing that. Instead of saying, I'm afraid to use the funds, or I'm afraid to use them incorrectly, use them with the spirit of the program to keep your business alive and thriving so that you're providing income tax revenue to your state and federal income tax authorities. Can't pay taxes if your business is out of business. Your business is part of the economic community, which helps all of us to survive through this pandemic.
We did a video 2 weeks ago, Where's the Forgiveness? Popping up right about here. I'm Linda Ray.
And I'm Trevor, and we are
Aurora Consulting. Financing solutions to build your business. Okay.
Joe Pesci over here.